The world's next great war could start on an island smaller than most US cities, and almost no one understands why.
When you look at a world map, Taiwan seems almost invisible, a small green island sitting quietly off the coast of China. But in global strategy, size means nothing. Location means everything.
Taiwan lies at the center of the most important military line in the Pacific, the First Island Chain. A natural wall stretching from Japan down to Taiwan, the Philippines, and into Southeast Asia. This line determines who controls the Pacific and who gets pushed back.
For the United States, Taiwan is not just an island, it's a gatekeeper. If Taiwan stays free, US forces can move through the Pacific without obstruction. If it falls, the entire defensive line collapses, giving China a direct path into the world's most critical shipping lanes. Japan understands this, South Korea understands this, even Australia understands this, because more than 50% of global shipping passes near Taiwan's waters. Oil, food, electronics, raw materials, everything the world needs to function. Whoever controls Taiwan controls the flow of global trade.
But trade isn't the biggest reason the world watches Taiwan. The real reason fits inside the palm of your hand. Microchips. Not just any chips, but the world's most advanced semiconductors. This is why the world calls Taiwan the Silicon Shield. As long as the world depends on its technology, nations have a reason to protect it. But this shield is fragile because Taiwan sits just 110 miles from mainland China.
Nation, but as a lost province, a part of its territory and a critical piece of its military strategy in the Pacific. Taking Taiwan would give China something it has never had before: deep access to the open Pacific Ocean. For the US, that's a nightmare scenario, because from Taiwan, China could directly pressure Japan, South Korea, the Philippines, and even American bases across the Pacific. It would shift the balance of power overnight.
Most dangerous flashpoints on Earth, a place where geography, technology, history, and global power collide. A single miscalculation could spark a conflict affecting every corner of the world.
But beyond politics and strategy, Taiwan is home to 23 million people who have built a democracy, an economy, and one of the world's most advanced industries on a small strip of land smaller than many US states. So the question isn't just, why does Taiwan matter? The real question is, what happens to the world if this small island becomes the center of the next great conflict? Because if Taiwan changes. But Taiwan's story is not just about power. It's about survival. For decades, the island has lived under the shadow of threats, missiles, and military pressure. Yet every year, its people wake up, go to work, build businesses, build families, as if the world isn't watching the clock tick down on a potential crisis.
And the world is watching. Every navy in the Pacific tracks the waters around Taiwan. Every global market reacts to the smallest tension. Every tech company depends on the chips made in its factories. One island, influencing decisions from Washington to Beijing, from Seoul to Canberra.
But behind the noise of global politics, Taiwan itself keeps moving forward. Its engineers continue pushing technology forward. Its people continue shaping one of the strongest democracies in Asia. And its identity grows louder, clearer, and more confident, even as the world wonders what comes next. Because Taiwan isn't just a place on the map, it's a symbol of resilience, innovation, and the fight to stay free in a world built on pressure. And that's why this island, small as it is, may decide